Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. I haven't been over here in a couple days. I missed you guys. So I brought out the meditation books today, and I thought, let's just get into some meditations. What do I have in here? Oh, I forgot all about this. I had in my meditation book. So see, the other day, I was going to film a meditation video over here, and I had in my Journey to the Heart video, I had all of my note cards that I got from the Shy Wolf Candle Company. If you watch my Peter Does Stuff channel, I do unboxings of the Shy Wolf Candle Company, and so you get this like written card every month, and it talks about no, this is not sponsored. I spend my own money on it, but it gives like intentions for the month, and so I got all 4 of the last 4 months together. And so I was going to read these because people asked me to read them in a video. So I was getting ready to do my Peter Does Stuff video and a Peterisms video. And then I just was kind of like, you know what? I think I'm done filming for the day. So anyway, so I'll save those for another day, tomorrow or Friday. But let's get right into the meditations. Today in Indianapolis, it is cold, it is windy, it is rainy. I just went outside, like took the dogs out, got the mail, and I started seeing it kind of like sprinkle snow. Either late, like early tomorrow morning, late tonight, and tomorrow and Friday, we're supposed to have like some like bad weather. So listen, this is like really, I mean, years past, I've kind of felt it. I don't know, this year, I'm like, I look outside and I look at the gray sky and stuff, and I'm somebody that like loves winter. I really like the snow and stuff, but when it's like snowy outside, it feels very Christmassy or wintry to me. I like to read like scary thrillers, you know, at wintertime, or, you know, be inside and have a candle lit and watch a show. But for some reason, this year when I'm outside, I think especially the last couple days because all the snow has melted, the winter just seems very daunting. And I'm just like, we have so far to go this winter until it is like springtime again. It's kind of daunting. I will say reading The Comfort of Crows last year by Margaret Rinkle really helped me because it reminds me that winter is a time like when animals are hibernating and the earth is getting ready for the spring and stuff like that. If I work myself up to that. But if I'm just looking at the gray sky, I'm like, oh my God, it's just like, I said this in my vlog yesterday, but it's like the winter of our discontent. So I need some vlogs, or I need some meditations to get the wheels turning and give us something to think about. So what is today? Today, I'm looking at my phone. Today is December 10th. Okay. I cannot believe we are almost all the way through this book. Like, that is crazy, isn't it? Oh my God, November. Okay, I haven't filmed for the last couple days, so I can kind of pick whichever one I want to do. Empowerment is for today. Yesterday's was asking for help. Valuing our needs when the time is right. Letting go of shame. Difficult people. Letting go of shame might be a good one. Difficult people. Let's read about difficult people. Should we do that one? I was actually going to read asking for help, but I feel like I just did that one. But I didn't. Anyway, difficult people. This will be interesting to read. Don't you think? Okay, difficult people. This is from December 5th. Few things can make us feel crazier than expecting something from someone who has nothing to give. Few things can frustrate us more than trying to make a person someone he or she isn't. We feel crazy when we try to pretend that person is someone he or she is not. We may have spent years negotiating with reality concerning particular people from our past and our present. We may have spent years trying to get someone to love us in a certain way when that person cannot or will not. It is time to let go. It is time to let him or her go. That doesn't mean we can't love that person anymore. It means that we will feel the immense relief that comes when we stop denying reality and begin accepting. We release that person to be who he or she actually is. We stop trying to make that person be someone he or she is not. We deal with our feelings and walk away from the destructive system. We learn to love and care differently in a way that takes reality into account. We enter into a relationship with that person on new terms, taking ourselves and our needs into account. If a person is addicted to alcohol, other drugs, misery, or other people, misery, wow, it's interesting she said that, or other people, we let go of his or her addiction. We take our hands off of it. We give his or her life back, and we, in the process, are given our life and freedom in return. We stop letting what we are not getting from that person control us. We take responsibility for our life. We go ahead with the process of loving and taking care of ourselves. We decide how we want to interact with that person, taking reality and our own best interests into account. We get angry, we feel hurt, but we land in a place of forgiveness. We set him or her free, and we become set free from bondage. This is the heart of detaching in love. Today I will work at detaching in love from troublesome people in my life. I will strive to accept reality in my relationships. I will give myself permission to take care of myself in my relationships with emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual freedom for both people as my goal. You know, it's interesting reading this meditation. This is a good meditation for me to be reminded of. And as I was reading it, especially the first line where she talks about few things can make us feel crazier than expecting something from someone who has nothing to give. Two valuable lessons in my life that I've had to learn. Number one, that sometimes I have to lower my expectations for people until there's absolutely no expectations whatsoever. The second thing that I've had to learn is, and I heard this actually on Oprah years and years and years ago, is that when we expect gallon-sized love from pint-sized people, and what that means is that sometimes we expect love or response from somebody that doesn't have it or hasn't learned it to give it away. And therefore, and that goes back to expectations too. I think expectations have screwed me most of my life, having expectations for other people. And I'm sure that I've let down people that have had expectations for me. I think what's interesting about this meditation and why I say it's a good reminder is what I was going to say originally is that as I was reading this, it was reminding me of certain lessons I've learned in my life. You know, I think there's this ideology that like we learn something and then we know it and then we always act appropriately or from that lesson there going forward. You know, it's like people ask me a lot, like, Peter, how do you stay positive all the time? I don't stay positive. I'm not positive a lot of the time. But I have tools in my toolbox today that I use. Gratitude is one of them. That if I even have to do like a written gratitude list in the moment, or I have to just like stand outside and look around and be grateful for obviously another day alive, or, you know, just looking at the trees and whatever I was talking about, you know, how daunting the weather is. But I'm here for another winter, you know, and, you know, seeing the dogs outside and whatever makes me so happy. And it's like, I have the dogs. And so then I kind of start going to gratitude. I have all these tools, you know, that I use. Gratitude is just one of them. I think in my life, it's like that too. It's like I have all these tools I use. So when I encounter difficult people today in my life, it's not that I just know immediately how to respond or how to react. It's not that I've learned that lesson so well or so deep, and that I can be difficult myself to people, I'm sure, you know? It's that I have to go to those resources that I have and remind myself of things. And some of those things I've had to remind myself of people that are difficult in my life or have been difficult in my life is that I have to lower my expectations for people. You know, I'm somebody that in my life when I encounter difficult people, I'm trying to think of how I want to say this. Like, I just want to like have my words speak my truth so much. I think this goes back to when I was bullied growing up. You know, when I was growing up, it's twisted. I don't know that I even got this until just a few years ago. The people that were the meanest to me were the people whose validation and acceptance I sought the most. And I think that because I honestly was surrounded by a lot of love. I mean, I had like, my parents loved me unconditionally. They supported any endeavor that I wanted to do. I had aunts and uncles, family, friends. I mean, the neighborhood that I grew up in, all the neighbors, all the neighbor kids were very, very nice to me. It was really just at school. And so, you know, but I can remember being in school and just so bad wanting these people that didn't like me to like me. And I think that internally, in retrospect, what it was that if I felt like they didn't like me because there was something wrong with me. And if I could get them to like me, then it would prove to me that there was nothing wrong with me. Well, I think I carried that ideology into my adulthood as well. I've done that for many periods of my life where I know that there are people that don't like me. They don't like anything about me. And yet those are sometimes the people in my past that I have sought the most attention from, or that I have tried to like, it's like in my head, like, well, what can I do to change their opinion about me? Or what can I do to make them like me? When there are other people out there that really genuinely want to spend time with me or want my attention. And I'm still like, I haven't done this in a long time, but I'm still trying to seek the attention from the one person that doesn't like me. Because in my head, it would make sense. Like, you know, it's like if I could just get this person to like me, then it would just change everything, right? What I've had to learn in my life is that I love this, the the phrase by Dita Von Teese that you can be the ripest peach in the entire world, and there are still people that don't like peaches. There are going to be people that don't like you because maybe you're a mirror to them. Maybe they're just miserable people. Maybe they just don't like a lot of things in life. Maybe something about you reminds them of somebody that doesn't like you. Do you ever like go into like a grocery store and you see somebody and instantly you just don't like them and you have no idea why? And then later you're like, they kind of look like this person that you didn't like from your past. Maybe that's it. Maybe you said something that hurt their feelings. Maybe you didn't give them enough attention at a time. You know, maybe it was something so small that you don't even realize it. Or maybe it's not even worth your time to sit and wonder about it. I have spent more time sometimes in my life in the past wondering why people don't like me than appreciating the ones that do. And it's a lot of wasted time. And I don't do that anymore today. I spend my time focused on the people that want to be around me and value me and the people that genuinely enjoy my time. And I genuinely enjoy their time as well. I don't play into that anymore. I did for a long time because I couldn't make sense of it in my head. And if I could make sense of it, and it's almost like if I could just get that person in a chair and say, what is it about me that you don't like? And they could just sit there and talk to me and say, if you change this, but like, why am I needing that validation from somebody that's already checked out anyway and doesn't want to be part of my life, you know? Instead, I should be asking the people that do like me, what is it you like about me? What would you like to see about me more? Because the people in my life, you know, like my husband, my best friend, will say things to me. Like my best friend says this to me all the time. She's like, I love when you do this or you don't hold back. And she's like, you stand in the way of your own joy sometimes because you get concerned about this or you get concerned about that. And she's right. I do. I have done that in the past. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to chase the validation of people that don't like me to begin with. It's not worth it. You know, I'm not going to change their opinion anyway. And I think that this meditation is a good reminder of that. Instead of trying to change somebody's mind about us, maybe instead we need to accept the fact that people just aren't going to like us. And there are people that I don't like. And that's okay. And that's the way that the world works. I'm coming to terms with that. I'm better with that today than I was, well, definitely 5 years ago. I'm like 80% better. You know, well, and from 30 years ago, oh my God, so much better than I was. But it's been a lot of work, you know? It's been a lot of work, and it's been a lot of like really having to look at some of that. And it's not just like there's no truth in what they're saying or they're wrong or they just don't like me. It's not even about that. It's about, why do I care? Why am I listening to this person? You know, why does it matter what they say when there's a lot of other people, or I know differently, you know? And so I think it's about being your own cheerleader. I think it's about listening to people that do love you, that will tell you the truth, and realizing, like, I love in here where it says that there are people that are addicted to drugs, alcohol, and misery. That's something that I don't relate to, and so I don't understand that. And I think, like, when I encounter people that are addicted to misery, like I was just talking about this on my vlog last night. There was this guy that I used to play slots next to at the casino back in the day when I used to go to the casino. And one night he was telling me about, like, he likes to get on Facebook, and he wouldn't even necessarily believe some of the things he would post, but he would just like start fights on Facebook just to have people go off in the comment sections and fight with each other. And he loved it. He was like, it's one of my favorite things. I didn't understand that. I don't understand people focused on misery. We have very short periods. I don't know. Maybe those people haven't gone through a lot of like really tough times in their life. I have, you know, and when you go through some shit and you realize that life is really valuable, each breath, every day, and every day of those that you love around you is valuable as well, you don't take it for granted. You don't stay so super focused on misery. In fact, you want all the tools and the skills you can to move out of misery because you don't want to be stuck in it. I don't want to be stuck in misery. And I'll be honest with you, when I see somebody, it's interesting because in recovery we talk about, you know, like, that when we encounter alcohol, that, you know, like, we get away from it like a hot flame. I feel like that with people that are miserable, like people that are just so nasty, so negative all the time. Like, I just like repel from it. I'm like, I don't want any part of it. And I don't understand why anybody would else. It makes me sad for them. But that's their responsibility, not mine, that they live in a constant state of misery, you know? I don't have to live there today. I also don't have to try to fix somebody else's problems. You know, like, if somebody doesn't like me, that's really, like, not my job to fix. If they want to come to me and say, I want to like you, I want to see you in a different light, and these are the things that upset me about you, then I might be willing to have that conversation. But it's not my job to fix somebody else's opinions about me. In all honesty, that's their problem, not mine. You know, somebody else's consumption with me is really not my problem. Somebody else's issues with me, and I'm not talking about a friend of mine that I've hurt. My friends and I today, my family and I today, if we hurt each other's feelings, we have very honest conversations with each other. I'm talking about somebody that chooses to stay angry and miserable, and they want to use you as the reason for that. If somebody out there is miserable or angry and you feel like you're the source of their misery, it's not about you. That person's miserable and angry anyway, and they're just looking for somewhere to point it to. Really has nothing to do with you. Once you realize that, you know, it's like Maya Angelou said to Oprah years ago. All these people were like, you know, in the tabloids talking about her and all these lies. And Maya looked at her and she said, you're not in that. She said, it has nothing to do with you. That says more about them than it does about you. You're not in that. That took me 20 years to learn that lesson. I'm not in that. You're not in that. Has nothing to do with you. Has to do with them. Anyway, great meditation today. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about difficult people. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.